Today we are going to be crocheting scrunchies. I'm going to show you how to make two different sizes, the smaller ones and then a larger one as well. But this is not the largest. This one is. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you some different hairstyles you can do using the scrunchies. I really hope you like it, and now let's begin. So to make the smaller scrunchie, you will need a thinner yarn. I have two examples here, a DK yarn and a fine number 2 yarn. This is Iggy. This one I forgot, but I'll add everything that I'm using, all the links and everything in the description, so feel free to check it out. And then you want to use a 3.5 to a 4mm crochet hook. Here I have a 4mm. So this is what the DK yarn scrunchie looks like. And here's the scrunchie made using a fine number 2 yarn. You will need some hair ties. For this smaller one, you want to try to use the smaller hair ties, like these ones. And then the bigger hair ties, the chunkier ones, you want to use for the bigger scrunchies. So I'm going to be using one of these. Let's use this one. So I'm going to begin with the yellow. Begin by making a slip knot. And then take the hair tie, and if you want, for this very first round, you can do using single crochets to make it even smaller, but I'm going to be doing with half double crochets. So first we have to attach the yarn into the hair tie. So I'm going to be making a slip stitch, like so, going around the hair tie, and then I'm going to be chaining 1. For the very first couple half double crochets or even single crochets, they're a little bit hard to make because you don't have a base to hold on to. So just go very slowly when making the very first ones. So go ahead and go around the hair tie and start making your half double crochets. There is no exact number of half double crochets or single crochets you have to do. You just have to fill the hair tie all the way around nice and tightly. I'm going to show you what it's going to look like and also let you know exactly how many half double crochets I did. So once you made a couple, you just want to bring them all together. So just hold at the beginning and then push them all together, just so that you have them all nicely together so you can continue and add even more half double crochets. So this is what it's going to look like. Here I have 50 half double crochets in total going around, and because I'm doing matching with this other one, I'm going to be doing them the same amount of stitches here into the very first round. If you are using a different hair tie, you can simply just half double crochet or single crochet as many stitches as you need to go around the hair tie. You don't need any specific stitch count, just do as many as you can and as many as you want as well. We are not counting the chain 1 as a stitch, so skip that and then slip stitch into the very first half double crochet. So here's round number 1. I'm going to continue with the yellow to make the second round as well, but if you want to, you can change to a different color. So we are going to go into the very first stitch where we did the slip stitch, so chain 1, and then into the very first one we are going to work 3 single crochets into the same stitch, and that is simply what we are going to be doing all the way around, working 3 single crochets into every stitch around. And that is what is going to give the most beautiful and the cutest little ruffles. So when you get at the end, you're simply going to be skipping the chain 1, and then you're going to slip stitch into the very first single crochet. Now, if you want, you can leave it like this, so it's going to be super nice and curly. You can go around and fix the little curls by just moving them around, or you can add this super stunning zigzag stitch little edge all the way around, and it adds that extra detail. And you can do it using the same color. You're not going to see a lot using the same color, as you can see by this one. Here's the right side. I have used the same yarn and I made the little edging, and you don't see a lot, but you can see the texture. So you have that option, or you can do using a different color. So I'm gonna be doing it in orange. So I'm going to chain one, trim off a little tail for the weave in later, fasten off, and now we can take the other color. So let's make a slip knot using the next color. We have to do the edging on the right side, so make sure that you have the right side facing you and go ahead and choose any stitch around. I'm gonna do this one. I'm going to attach my yarn with a slip stitch. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, and slip stitch. Now the repeat is going to be simply chaining one and slip stitch into the next stitch. Chain one and slip stitch into the following stitch. Chain one and slip stitch into the next. Chain one and slip stitch into the next. And just keep on repeating those steps all the way around. And this is what it looks like. Isn't that so pretty? So I'm getting now here at the end, I'm going to continue chaining one and slip stitch, chaining one and slip stitch into that last one. And then what I like doing is just slip stitching into that very first slip stitch, so it's closer together. Now I'm going to chain one, trim off a little tail, and fasten off. So for these two at the top, for the last round, I like to make a double knot. And now we can simply just weave in all of the ends. I'm going to be using the back stitches here of the single crochets to weave in back and forth all of my ends. This is how the smaller scrunchies turned out. What do you think? I absolutely love them and they will be super helpful. So I'm going to be sharing some hairstyles at the end of the video using all of the scrunchies, so stay tuned. I just need a little moment because someone decided to just climb on me and now she's just like having fun. Now I'm going to show you how to make the larger scrunchies. Look at it! I'm so obsessed. And believe it or not, this is the same pattern but just using different yarns. You want to use a thicker yarn. The thicker you use, the thicker and the larger the scrunchie will turn out, like this one. So for the green one, I have used this pink and green yarn. This is a worsted weight yarn. This is Buckley, and this one is Armstrong. It's in between worsted and chunky. And then you can also use a velvet yarn like this one. It's going to look absolutely stunning. Now, if you want to make the extra large scrunchie like this red one, then you want to use a chunkier yarn. I have used this chunky yarn here in red. And then the very first round, I don't know if you can see it there, I made it using this pink yarn. But you can also use the same yarn for the entire scrunchie, or you can do it all colorful, all the rounds in different colors. Now for the crochet hook, it's going to depend on what yarn you are using. For the green one, I have used a 5mm crochet hook, and then for the chunky, the larger scrunchie, I have used a 6mm crochet hook. Now, which hair tie do I want to use for this one? I was thinking this one because these larger ones I use mainly to decorate my buns. That's why I make them a little bit smaller and tighter. So I think I'm going to be using this hair tie. For the very first round, I'm going to be following the same steps as I did for the smaller scrunchie. So let's begin and make a slip knot. Attach around the hair tie with a slip stitch, chain one, and now we can start making our half double crochets around. So go ahead and make as many half double crochets as you want around your hair tie. So this one is going to be half double crochet number 40. So for this one, I did 40 half double crochets around. I'm going to now slip stitch into the first half double crochet, chain one, trim off a little tail, and fasten off. Now we can add the next color we want. I'm gonna do in red for Valentine's Day. So let's make a slip knot, and you can choose any stitch around. Let's do this one. And then I'm going to attach with a slip stitch and chain 3. And this chain 3 already counts as the very first double crochet. So now for this next scrunchie, we are going to be making it a lot bigger than the first one. So instead of using single crochets, we are going to be using double crochets for the second round. And we are going to be doing 2 rounds of double crochets if you want it even larger. So this one I did 3 rounds in total. So the first one with half double crochets, and then the next 2 of double crochets. So you are simply going to work 3 double crochets into 1 stitch. So we have the first one already as the chain here. So into the same one, you're going to be working 2 double crochets. So here's our very first one. Now into the next stitch, and all the others, you're going to simply work 3 double crochets into the same stitch. So 2, and the last one 3. And that's it. So work 3 double crochets into every stitch around. Oh wow, look at that. That is awesome. I'm here into my last one, so I'm also going to work, just following the pattern here, 3 double crochets into the last one. And then we can slip stitch into that chain 3. Look how chunky that looks, and with one round of the red, it already looks the same size as the green one that I did. Look at that. But let's make this one extra large. So I'm going to be doing another round of double crochets. So let me show you how I did it. From here we can simply chain 3 to make the third and last round. And this is going to count as the first stitch already. And then into the same stitch where you did the slip stitch, you're going to work 2 double crochets. And now the second one is this one. So go into the next stitch and work 3 double crochets. So we are going to be repeating the same steps as the previous round and do the third round. Simply working 3 double crochets into every stitch around. And by doing that, it's going to give the curliest scrunchie ever. Stop everything. Look at the size of this scrunchie. I'm just gonna make the 3 last double crochets into that last stitch. There we go. Now I'm going to slip stitch into that chain at the beginning, chain 1, trim off a little tail, and fasten off. And we are done! I just have to weave in. And this is what it looks like. Look at the size of this scrunchie. It's the size of my head. What do you think? So now is going to be the fun part. I'm going to be putting some hairstyles together using all of these scrunchies. Are you ready? So the first one I want to use is the very first one I made, in which is this one. And I want to make a half up, half down hairstyle, but with a messy bun, kind of like a lower messy bun. So let's see how that's gonna look. Now let's use the matching ones. I actually had the idea of making scrunchies because of these 2 matching scrunchies, because when I was doing the 2 side braids. I didn't have anything cute to tie the braids at the bottom, and I was like, why not crochet some little scrunchies so I can tie around the braids. Out of 10. I absolutely love it. Now I really want to try space buns. Maybe I can try lower space buns. Shall we? Okay, let's do it. Now this one, I want to make that super simple ponytail when you just want your hair out of your face and you have this in your bag and you're just gonna tie it in a ponytail and that's it. So let's see how that's gonna work. Now with these ones, I want to make a super simple lower bun and decorate the bun using these larger and super ruffly scrunchies. I think this is gonna look really cute. I cannot wait to see it. Stop! This is so beautiful. We're gonna try the other one because the other one is gonna look a little bit smaller, but this, it's next level. What? You can definitely wear it like this, just around the bun, but for extra security, I would add a couple pins around. Just 2 will be enough, 1 on each side, just to hold it extra securely in place. Now the green scrunchie around the bun. Ah, that looks so cute! Look at the little ruffles! I don't know which one is my favorite. The only thing I know is that I'm going to be making in every single color. So which scrunchie and hairstyle was your favorite? Let me know in the comments. And also something else that inspired me to crochet scrunchies was this other scrunchie that I got from my friend Vanessa. I got it during a Christmas market. She was selling in there and then I visited her and then I got a little scrunchie from her. And this is her scrunchie. So this one also inspired me to crochet more scrunchies because it looks so cute. Let me try this one so you can see. Look at that. And now I have a collection of scrunchies. But this is not the end. I'm going to be making in every single color and I'm going to be using every single yarn I have in my stash to make scrunchies. I really hope you have enjoyed. I had so much fun making these, and if you end up making any of the scrunchies, tag me so I can see your beautiful creation and also your hairstyle with the scrunchie. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!